Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. We have a lot of AI news to talk about today, but before that, there is a quick update from my side. I've decided to start a newsletter based on a lot of feedback. Thank you so much for giving the feedback, and the name that I've decided is Little Coders Hub. Right now, I'm aiming it to be a daily newsletter, but let's see how it goes. So if you want this entire content to be delivered into your inbox as news links, then please sign up for this newsletter and let's get started with the video. The first thing, the most excited thing for me, at least this week, is called a new paper called Mamba, Linear Time Sequence Modeling with Selective State Spaces. This paper brings a completely different architecture for transformers. I mean, if you see all the deep neural networks, deep net, and all the AI stuff currently happening are all because of transformers neural network architecture. And people have been always saying that we need something beyond transformers, and Mamba actually provides a new architecture beyond transformers while not compromising in the accuracy and the ability to learn new things. I'm planning to make a separate video, so I'm going to keep it very short. This Mamba is a new architecture that is based on something called structured space models, SSMs. Because of the structured space models and Mamba's new architecture, this new architecture has a faster inference, like that is almost 5 times faster than transformers, and it can also scale up to million length sequences. Definitely looking forward to see where this goes, but at this point they have released the paper and they have released the code if you want to run the model, and they have also released the models for you to play with. So you can go to Hugging Face Model Hub and start playing with Mamba model, different sizes right today. Just give it a try and let me know what you feel. The next one is also looking at large language models beyond transformers, and I'm definitely interested in this domain, which is this is Together.ai and paving the new way to efficient architectures. Striped Hyena 7 billion parameter open source models offering a glimpse into a world beyond transformers. We already know about Together.ai and their contribution to open source, like with datasets like Red Pajama, and now they have actually released a new model that is based on a new architecture. In fact, this is going to be a family of models called Striped Hyena, and in this also, like Mamba, has got a new architecture, which is not necessarily using transformers but also trying to overcome the bottlenecks of transformer. So transformer is computationally more demanding, so that means you need to overcome that to scale up and also to reduce your inference latency, and that is what they are doing. Striped Hyena is faster and more memory efficient for long sequence training, fine tuning, and also generation. Beside attention, which is an important part of a transformer architecture, one core computational primitive for efficient inference is the state space model, SSM layer, which is what we just saw with Mamba as well, building on pioneering work such as S4, enabling conversion of convolutional neural networks in convolutional layers into recurrences. So using our latest research on fast kernels for gated convolutions on efficient Hyena inference, Striped Hyena is 30%, 50%, 100% faster in the end-to-end sequences of length 32,000 tokens, 64,000 tokens, 128,000 tokens compared to optimized transformer baseline using flash attention. So this is going to be faster than flash attention. I'm definitely so excited to see that people have started thinking to scale beyond the existing transformers architecture. Definitely check out this model, Striped Hyena 7 billion parameter model. They have also got a newest Hermes partnership, which means they have got a Hermes based model with a Striped Hyena. So they've got like a bunch of models. So you can see there's a base model and then there's a Striped Hyena newest 7 billion parameter chat model in itself. Speaking of model, we have got one more model this week, that is Mistral AI's mixture of experts model. So this is 7 billion parameter model that is almost in the size of 87 GB. That is huge. People have started figuring out how to use this. At this point, we do not know a lot about this model, but I've made a separate video about this model, which you can go and check it out. And people have been always wondering, what is Apple doing in this particular space? I mean, a lot of people have already said Apple has lost the AI war, but maybe not, because Apple has launched a new framework. It's an array framework, just like NumPy, just specifically optimized for Apple Silicon. For those who are not familiar with Apple laptops, almost like 4 or 5 years back, Apple laptops used to use Intel processors. Just like almost every other laptop on the planet, it used to use Intel I mean, there are other laptops with AMD processors, but Apple specifically used to use Intel processors. But somehow Apple decided that they're going to pivot from Intel laptops or Intel chips to their own custom designed Apple silicon machines. And that is where M1, M2, M3, M1 Pro, M1 Max, and all these chips came into picture. These are all called Apple silicon processors. So currently, Apple is offering a new deep learning or array framework that can do machine learning for Apple silicon. And in fact, like here, Apple is very conscious about not using the word AI, and already people have started migrating a lot of models for MLX. I'm not going to get into the advantages of MLX, but this is primarily optimized for Apple silicon. And the examples, like most of the latest models, all the examples are available for you to use. Linear regression, logistic regression, and all the other models, the most latest models that you want to do, like transformers architecture, stable diffusion, whisper, all these models custom built using MLX is available for you to use today. If you have got an Apple silicon machine, I'm definitely looking forward to try it out. And talking about big companies, now Meta AI is continuing to push its open source initiatives. They have launched something called Purple Llama. So this is like an entity, something that would enable the trust and safety of open models in the generative AI world. So this is going to be like a suite of tools, and there are a lot of companies that they have partnered with, and they have also partnered with something called AI Alliance, which we'll see shortly. And as part of this, they have also released a new model in itself. But that model is only a part of this, but this is much more than that. So they have talked about responsible LLM training, they've talked about like data collection and a lot other things. Next week, given that we have got Neuro IPS, a very big conference where a lot of new innovation happens, they're going to host a workshop, so we'll know more about what this particular initiative is. The model that they've released as part of Purple Llama is called Llama God 7 billion. So one of the biggest disadvantages, or one of the reasons why a lot of organizations hesitate in productionizing a large language model, is because you first don't know what user is going to ask. You second don't know what the large language model is going to spit out. This is a big problem. I mean, like, imagine like you are a big brand like KFC or McDonald's. You don't want your large language models to abuse the users. Neither you want your large language model users to abuse the large language model. A lot of different techniques are there. Even though Meta has not acknowledged prompt injection or other kind of adversarial technique specifically, this model can do two things. One, it can look at the prompt in itself and then do a classification and then say whether it is safe or unsafe. Then it can also look at the response from the large language model and then say whether it is safe or unsafe. So this is a large language model that can actually be the guardian of your large language model, whatever you use, and then say either the prompt is safe or the response is safe. I think a lot of people are going to use it. This comes as part of Meta AI's Purple Llama. The next paper that we are going to talk about today is MagicCoder. MagicCoder is a new programming or coding specific model. It's called Source Code is all you need. Nice name. So what MagicCoder is trying to do is, MagicCoder is trying to take a small model, that is in this case a 7 billion parameter model, and it has been trained on 75,000 synthetic instruction data using OSS Instruct, a novel approach to enlightening LLMs with open source code snippets to generate high quality instruction data for code. One thing that has been always clear, even with the latest Gemini paper, is that data is definitely the king. So the higher the density of signal to noise ratio in your data, the better your large language model is going to be. And that is not only for fine tuning, that is starting from the pre-training of the model in itself. And that is why I am excited about this new model that is called MagicCoder. And MagicCoder is already available for you to use. So you can go here and then start using MagicCoder. The model comes with an MIT license and the model is already available for you to use. And you can see the model has scored really good on Human Eval and Human Eval Plus on similar size model. When you compare it with Mistral, when you compare it with StarCoder, when you compare it with other models. So this is definitely one of those decent models for you to start with if you have got a smaller model size, like you have got a constraint requirement. And immediately when you see benchmarks like this, you might think about data contamination. I kind of liked how these the authors of this model went deeper into how they went about decontamination and data processing. So they have a separate section that talks about decontamination of the model. And I mean that actually kind of increases my trust about this model. Still, you never know until you trust or use the model in itself. So definitely use the model and let me know in the comment section what you feel. But at least at this point, this seems like a good model that is for programming purpose. Speaking of Magic, one of the most viral demos on internet last week is this model that is like anybody can become a TikTok user. So you can upload an image and you can upload a DensePose. This is a Facebook based model, and this will basically give you the final output where it is being animated. So right now you may not see this thing because they have not cached the responses, but you can see that all you have to do is upload a reference image, upload a motion sequence, and it is going to animate the picture for whatever that you are doing. We've got a lot of examples where people have used Mona Lisa running, Mona Lisa dancing, and a lot more other things. So yeah, this is like actually quite interesting what happens. And this project has got both good name and also a lot of abuses on the internet. I don't know. I just want to know what you think about it. Like, you can upload a picture, upload a DensePose, and then that can animate it for you. It's very exciting and also scary. A lot of people have said like this might put TikTokers, like professional TikTokers or dancers, out of job. I don't know. What do you think about it? Let me know. One of the important things for this model to work is the DensePose, like this DensePose that you are seeing. And we have already got a very interesting open source project that can take any video that you uploaded and it can create the DensePose of that. So that means now you have closed the loop, record a video using your smartphone, create a DensePose, and you can basically make anybody dance to your tunes. Like literally you can make anybody dance to your tunes. That is quite amazing. This is another interesting news from one of our subscribers who reached out to me, and I'm actually honestly like proud to see our subscribers not just consuming content on this channel but also building things. Like I've had subscribers building models, I've had subscribers like building tools like this. Definitely proud of it. This is a college kid from India who has actually managed to build this tool called OpenMLguide.org. I'm calling it a tool, but this is like a centralized hub where you can go get a lot of information about the current landscape of AI. It dives into a lot of different areas. Like you can learn about closed source models, you can learn about open source models, you can learn about web UIs, you can learn about ML ops. And this is supposedly a community initiative, which means this is available on GitHub for anybody to go contribute. You can go here, raise your PR, and probably your PR will get accepted, like if it is good. And yeah, I'm quite interested in seeing how this project grows up. But at this point, if you want to learn about ML AI, if you want like one-stop place where you can go read a lot of things, this is definitely a place. OpenMLguide.org. The next one I wanted to talk about is something that we have already covered. Microsoft is big on branding and they are rebranding Bing Chat into CoPilot. I think CoPilot is a name that they've decided that sticks with people. And as part of CoPilot, they have made a lot of new announcements, especially one of the most important thing is GPT-4 Turbo is coming to CoPilot, and also multimodal search, which means you can upload images and ask questions just like how you are doing with GPT-4 Vision. Code interpreter is going to come. One thing that a lot of you have pointed out on that video is that Microsoft is big on censorship. I think that is going to keep on continuing, but at least at this point you may not have to give your entire money to ChatGPT Plus if you want to use it for specific things. So this is probably like a decent alternative for you. The next one is Anthropic has released a new dataset. The dataset comes with CC by 4.0 license. This dataset has got a diverse set of prompts covering from hypothetical situations like, applying for a loan getting approval, like some credentials are there. So it comes with these prompts. It comes with information about gender, race, and fill type. So if you want to build a large language model, somehow you want to use this kind of data, especially with the gender, race, I think this is going to be an interesting data. So the purpose why they have given this is our prompts are designed to test potential discrimination in language models when they are used for decision making scenarios. For example, I know for sure for a long time this has been known that if you are from a backward community and you apply for a loan, a lot of times, even if you are eligible, just because you are from that backward community, your loan application would get rejected. This has been a common thing, and you don't want your large language model to discriminate people from based on their color, based on where they are. So they have designed these prompts to test that. I think this is a good initiative. I'm definitely welcoming this, and this data set is available for you to use on Hugging Face's Model Hub with CC by 4.0 license, which means you can use it and build your own model or fine tune your own model, or even evaluate your model to make sure that the model is not discriminative in nature. The next one is what I said just some time back, the AI Alliance. This is almost being started with the same sentiment like why OpenAI started in the first place. This is going to be a community of technology creators, developers, adopters collaborating to advance safe, responsible AI rooted in open innovation. Somehow they did not mention AGI here, probably because Jan LeCun is also involved in this thing. But at least their idea is to build models, build open technologies, build open source tools, open softwares, so that people can use it. And there is a huge community of global companies available here. You can see big names, Stability AI, TU Munich, and you see a bunch of institutes and companies from US, starting from AMD, Cerebras, Intel, LangChain, Llama Index, Meta, Together AI, ServiceNow, and you see like the organization that announced the model from UAE, Mohammed bin Zayed University of Artificial Intelligence. It's not the same organization, but they have a lot of research wing. IIT Bombay from India, and you see a bunch of other universities around the world, including Hugging Face. Definitely interesting to see what they are going to put out. Right now there is no information, like they don't have any models, they don't have anything. They just have the focus areas, what they are planning to do, like responsible scalable AI, open foundation models, diversified AI hardware, skills, education and research. These are the things that they're going to focus on. If you want to know more about them, just sign up here, you will know more about. The next set of news is mostly going to be about investments, like huge investments. The first one is Liquid AI. It's a spin-off from MIT. So yeah, everybody wants to make money. I don't disagree. So this is coming from MIT Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence Lab, CSAIL. So this company is called Liquid AI, and they are going to create new set of foundation models from first principles. What does it mean? I don't know. Does anybody know? I don't know. So anyways, it's going to be interesting. I'm always happy that more companies are focusing on building foundation models, because those are expensive. They need a lot of money, and that always gives us more models to fine tune on. So it's good to see. The next one is replicate.com, which is a company that lets you run a lot of these models. And I'm a fan of Replicate. I've seen them grow from a very small company supporting indie hackers to like a very large company, people building production level, like scalable applications on top of it. So Replicate has raised $40 million in Series B, led by A16Z, Andreessen Horowitz. So congratulations to Replicate, and definitely check out if you're quite interested in this space. The next one is Assembly AI. Assembly AI is a company that deals with primarily voice, and they have raised 50 million Series C to build superhuman speech AI. I don't know what is superhuman here, but at least they're going to build a lot of AI models. I think at this point, a lot of companies have decided that building foundational models or building custom model is one of the ways to have a moat rather than just building OpenAI wrappers. So interesting to see this funding, but I'm also a little skeptical given in the world where we have got Meta AI Seamless, where we have got OpenAI Whisper, now Gemini coming with their own speech models. I don't know what Assembly AI is going to do, but definitely people who have invested would know why they have invested. So once again, you see very popular names like Daniel Gross, Nat Freeman. So let's see what Assembly AI is going to do. Now, talking about investments, I think one company that you cannot leave out is Mistral. Mistral is a French AI startup, as you know. They have secured, I mean, it's not publicly announced yet, but they have secured almost 2 billion euros valuation. Is this euro? Is this pound? I think this is euro. 2 million euros valuation. They're going to get almost like 400 million funding. So far, they have released only one model publicly, which is the 7 billion parameter model. They've released a mixture of experts model. I still do not know what is their monetization plan and how these people are funding them. But once again, I think Andreessen Horowitz, A16Z, is like big time on funding AI startups. Like they're like, anytime you put AI, we are going to fund you. So they've got this funding. I think they will develop more models, but I'm still definitely looking forward to see what is going to be their monetization plans. The next one is the most hyped up, most anticipated, and also most controversial launch of this week, which is Gemini. Gemini is good. OpenAI GPT-4 is like getting a good challenger, I would say. Gemini comes in 3 different formats. You've got Gemini Ultra, Gemini Pro, and Gemini Nano. Nano could be running on smartphones, or at least it is going to run on smartphones like Pixel 8 Pro. People have already dug into the code and then said like maybe you have got Gemini Nano GGML code that might run on Pixel 8 Pro. The Pro is almost like ChatGPT 3.5 equivalent, which is going to be part of the Google Bard, and Ultra is their biggest and largest model, which is not going to see the day of light for the next 1 year at least. There were a lot of good things. There were some controversials, like for example, Gemini Ultra COT is being compared with ChatGPT, GPT-4's 5 shot comparison. I don't know why they did it. I don't know the mess up that they did with the demo, which some people believed it is okay, some people believed it is fake, edited. But the point here is that this is a good model, irrespective of whatever Google had done. This is actually a good model. It's a multimodal model built ground up from multimodal capability and then fine-tuned for respective multimodal tasks. It's going to do good in math. It's going to do good in code. In fact, they have got like an alpha code version 2, which is supposedly better than 80% of coders on coding competitions like on Code Forces, on the competition that it participated. So definitely excited to see where this is going to go. But again, one thing that a lot of people already forgot is like everybody has already started saying this is going to kill ChatGPT. No. See, announcing a model is one thing. Running a model that is scalable, that is for everybody to use, another thing. OpenAI not just announced the model, but they've got a playground. They've got a huge set of developers building tools on top of it, which on top of that, Microsoft Azure also offers all the OpenAI models. Google is just going to do that. Even though Google has experience with scale, offering this large language models at that scale is totally different beast. So let's wait and see what Google is going to do. But the model itself is quite impressive. The next one is an interesting article by Dharmesh Shah, who is a co-founder or founder of HubSpot, a famous marketing automation platform. So Dharmesh Shah has written a very interesting article saying why most agent AIs don't work yet. A lot of people are quite interested in the agent architecture. I strongly believe in 2024, agent architecture is going to be one of the biggest deals because you are basically replacing mundane tasks of humans with agents, but they don't work all the time. And this article is quite interesting, dives into a lot of details. If you're interested, definitely read it. I found it interesting. I'm going to link it in the description. The next one is, once again, Sam Altman, OpenAI news story. The Wall Street Journal recently reported that Helen explains what happened in the OpenAI power struggle. She did not directly get into the details why they fired Sam Altman in the first place, except saying that he was not consistently candid. I don't know what does it mean. But there have been like some rifts between Altman and Toner about the paper that she published about open safety and kind of criticized OpenAI, I guess. And also, it seems like Sam Altman like kind of like blackmailed the OpenAI board or claimed that it would be illegal for them not to resign immediately because otherwise the company would fall apart. Again, it doesn't offer into a lot of information, but at least now people started talking about. Anyways, I think this is going to be a thing of past, except what is going to happen with Ilya Sutskever. The next one is a new, completely different stuff from what we discussed with large language models. Meta AI, or their lab that is called Codec Avatars Lab, has released something called relightable Gaussian Codec Avatars. You can see this is all not real. It is so amazing. You can see the kind of geometrical details it pays attention. Look at the hair. I mean, it's relightable, animatable avatars. I think this was going to light up the VR space for Meta AI. They are continuously building more to improve their VR capabilities. I don't know what is that going to be. I don't own a VR kit. I don't know anybody around me who owns a VR kit except probably like one person who's my ex-boss who used to play some lightsaber game with the Quest VR. But at least like there is going to be a huge innovation. One day I would like to see like a hologram standing in front of me and talking to me. I don't know if that is going to be reality, but if that is going to be reality, it seems like Meta AI is the closest to do that. So this is relightable Gaussian codec avatars. The next one, Sam Altman is the CEO of the year. One thing I don't know, how he is the CEO of the year if he was not CEO for the entire year. Maybe you don't have to be CEO of the entire year. You can be like 12 days less, but Sam Altman is the CEO of year for times. There is a lot of information in it, and I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I still feel OpenAI is being hyped up a lot. GPT-4 is really good. It has changed a lot of people's behavior. I don't know how to feel about it. What do you think about it? Let me know. So that's it in this news. And once again, this is my new newsletter. All the links that we discussed will be inside your inbox tonight, wherever you live in based on that. See you in another video. Thank you so much for your support.